Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do something a little different. I am going to do like a story time, I guess you call it. I took a lot of people's advice on my social media. I put out what you guys wanted to see. And the number one thing was my pregnancy story and my labor and delivery story. So I'm going to do like a 2-in-1 kind of thing. But yep, let's just get into that. So I guess we should start this from the very beginning. I was 17 when I found out I was pregnant. My son's father and I were together for maybe a year and a half, almost 2 years. I also kept my pregnancy a secret. I didn't tell my family until I was 6.5, almost 7 months pregnant. Like I wasn't showing. I didn't have any signs, any symptoms. I found out pretty early. I found out maybe I was like 3 months around there. Yeah, so really only my close friends knew, my inner circle. I was still a senior in high school at the time. And my son's father, his mother knew and his aunt knew. But that was about it. Like, nobody else knew. I told my mom, I wrote her a letter and I left the house. I was so scared. I was so nervous. My mom had already had suspicions. She actually made my godmother give me a pregnancy test. And I was so scared. Like, I was terrified. When my aunt left the bathroom, my aunt told me, Sasha, pee in this bowl and I'm gonna take the pregnancy test. Like, she was gonna, do it herself or whatever. When she walked out of that bathroom, I panicked. I was like, nobody could find out I'm pregnant. I peed a little bit and I poured water in the bowl and mixed it together. So I was like praying that that would work. I had no idea. It was just like a quick reaction. When my aunt dipped the pregnancy test in, it came out negative, and that was the end of the conversation. That was like, okay, she's not pregnant. Deep down inside, I knew I was pregnant, and I couldn't believe that I even got away with that. Like, it was bad. So I told my mom. She was furious. Oh my God, she went crazy. She went crazy. I didn't come home for a whole week. My older sister, Judy, actually had to convince me to come back home because I was so scared to come home. My other elder sister, Jezebel, she was excited. She actually, bought a few things for my son. Like, she got me started. And then once my mom came around a week later, she also bought a lot of baby clothes for my son. And it was very scary. The first day I came back home, my mom took me and my sisters out to eat, and we just talked. And she was very mad. She was disappointed because nobody wants their teenage daughter, who's still in high school, pregnant. So I understood, but I am her daughter at the end of the day, and I was carrying her grandchild. So she immediately just gave me a hug, gave me a kiss, and that was it. I came home. My dad, on the other hand, really didn't talk to me until my son was born, which was crazy, but that's okay. So yeah, my son was born December 15th, 2016 at 9:11 p.m. He was 7 pounds, 11 ounces. My due date was December 6th, right? I was scheduled to be induced on December 13th. I went into the hospital. the doctors were checking me. The doctors were, trying to like induce my labor, induce, I don't know, whatever it is. My cervix wasn't dilated. My water couldn't be broken. Like, it was just everything that could go wrong went wrong. I was admitted into the hospital on December 13th around 8 o'clock at night. I was supposed to be induced. When the doctors were checking me, my cervix wasn't soft. It also wasn't open. My uterus was like pinned shut closed. They couldn't even break my water. I had no contractions. I wasn't in labor. They couldn't do anything for me, basically. So what they gave me was, they put me on a medication. One was misoprostol, I think it was. That is used to basically soften your cervix. See, they gave me 2 rounds of that. Then when that didn't work, they gave me Pitocin. Pitocin is used to start your labor, start your contractions, basically get it going. Pitocin lasts 6 to 12 hours, okay? It didn't work. I did 2 rounds of a 12-hour drug that did not work. And I was like, I couldn't eat, I couldn't drink. So for 2 days, nothing. It was the worst thing ever. Like, my son literally planned to stay inside of me forever. He did not want to come out. The next step after that, my doctor gave me an alternative. He said, we can give you another round of Pitocin, but this time there might be a little complications because I was starting to have a little bit of contractions, a little bit here, a little bit there. They said my son could suffocate. He could get water in his lungs. My blood pressure could drop. There was just so many factors involved that it was just too. So I basically had 2 options. I could either take the drug again and risk my son's life, or have a cesarean section, basically a C-section, and just call it a day. So I chose the safer route and went with the C-section. I didn't go in to surgery until 8 o'clock at night. This decision was made at 7:30 in the morning. So it was just, oh my God, like I just couldn't. When they brought me in the room, I was by myself. My son's father was getting ready next door. So I'm very scared of needles. I don't like them. I don't like looking at them. I don't like how they feel. I'm just not, no. When they gave me the epidural, I was panicking. I was shaking. I was crying. I was like, I don't want it. I don't want it. When they were giving me the anesthetic, it was the same way. As soon as they put those drugs in, it was like, boom, like numbness. I couldn't feel my legs. I couldn't feel my body. I couldn't even get on the table. Like, it was as soon as that needle went into my spine, I thought I was paralyzed. Like, I was so scared. I didn't even know how to react. So they picked me up. The doctors picked me up. They laid me on the table. They exposed me or whatever. They started to get me ready. They put the tent up. My son's father came in the room. And the anesthesiologist was just talking to us. My doctor didn't even tell us that he started. Like, we were talking, my son's father and I were talking to the anesthesiologist. I was laying on the table. And all I hear is my doctor instructing like a med student to like cut something. And I was like, him cry. When they took him out, oh my God, it felt like an elephant was sitting on my chest. It was so much pressure. It was unbelievable. Like, I couldn't breathe. That's how bad it was when they were taking him out. They took him out. I think he was okay. Like, they did everything they had to do. They put him by my face maybe for like 2 seconds, and then they took him out. And I got really worried, so I told my son's father, go with the baby. I'll be fine. Just leave me. As soon as they took my son out of that room, I passed out. I was out cold. I woke up while they were still stitching me, and I started to throw up while they were stitching me. Everybody was like, she's up, she's sick, she couldn't do it. My son was born at 9:11 p.m. at night, right? I didn't get to see my son until 2:03 in the morning. After my surgery, I was taken to the recovery room where I was really sick. I was throwing up. I was just everything. Like, it was painful. I was scared. I wasn't allowed to have anyone in the room with me. So I couldn't have my mom. I couldn't have my dad. I couldn't have my sisters. My son's father was in and out, but I'd rather him have stood with my son. So I was by myself. The nurse was taking care of me. And when you're in recovery like that, after C-section, they don't let you leave the room. Well, this is what I was told. They don't let you leave until you are physically able to lift your legs by yourself. I couldn't do it for a very long time. And honestly, I was scared. It was a very scary situation. It was just not... It me that there was nobody to help me. I just had a surgery. And I had to get up from my bed to pick up my son, to change his diaper, to give him food, like give him milk, to stop him from crying, just because I wanted to hold my son. It was very hard to move, to function. On top of all of this, I had the worst neighbor. Worst. It was the worst thing ever. They came in at 4 o'clock in the morning. They came in. It was the girl who just gave birth, her husband, her mother-in-law, her mother, her brother-in-law, all these people at 4 o'clock in the morning. They woke my son up. They were loud. They were obnoxious. They were just... I was ready to fight this girl. On top of all of this, I don't like to say this about people, but I think she was a druggie. She was asking for like Oxy and Percocets and all this for her pain. We both had the same surgery, and I get it. Some people deal with pain differently, but the highest dose of medicine that I took was Tylenol or like Motrin, something like that. I don't even know. And I only took it once at that. I was in the hospital for 3 days, and yeah. So day 1, I was okay. The nurse came in, helped me get up. I was walking around. I had all my visitors. Day 2, I finally got my private room. So it wasn't so bad. I was walking around again. It did start to hurt. I actually laid down and I cried. And I was like, I can't do this. My best friend actually had to take me to the shower me, help me put my stuff on, help me use the bathroom. It was very hard to do all this. Like, not gonna lie. I feel like my whole experience was very hard, but I know a lot of people go through worse, so I don't like to say that. In the end, I have a beautiful son, and I would do it again for him. So it was worth it. My son is now 2.5. This is Jacob, as you guys probably seen in my last 2 videos. Yeah, so give me a kiss. Mwah. So that's my labor and delivery story. I hope you guys like this video, and if you do, make sure you like it, subscribe, comment, and if you want to see more story time videos, just write me on Instagram, write me on Snapchat, on Twitter, Facebook. Like, I am all over that, and I would definitely do it for you guys. So hope everyone has a really good weekend, and bye.